The first cases of causalgia that I think were published in the medical literature occurred around the Civil War with injuries to the soldiers during cannon and gunshot wounds. And they had the classic findings of what they called causalgia or the reflex sympathetic dystrophy at the end stages, because these wounds were so devastating, and they would get atrophy of the limb and non-functional, a limb basically weak, and it was kind of obvious what they had. So the pictures of those types of injuries have been placed in medical textbooks.
I was in a car accident 8 years ago, and an airbag went off, and I had an injury to my jaw from the airbag and my hand, and at that time I didn't really know that I had any type of disorder disease, but the onset must have been within a few weeks because the symptoms were not getting better, and I had approached the doctor about therapies and treatments I was receiving, that things didn't seem to be improving, and he concurred that I wasn't progressing in the time manner that should have been expected for the injuries I had.
Currently, I'm treating 2 patients with reflex sympathetic dystrophy. Over the years, I've been a physical therapist for over 20 years, so it'd be hard for me to reflect back, especially because the different names that they were sent to me. You know, it wasn't always a recognized illness or syndrome.
The sympathetic nervous system runs throughout the entire body and is very aggressively innervating joints, and patients who will have the problem undiagnosed or untreated for a length of time may get systemic spread, or in other words, it spreads to other limbs and eventually affects the entire sympathetic nervous system.
Eventually we concluded that I needed to go to a doctor for a second opinion and go for some other types of therapies. And it took a few weeks and months, weeks led into months, and eventually possibly to years till you really understand what you're diagnosed with. Even though you're told it in the beginning, you really don't conceptually grasp the concept of what this does to your life and how it changes things.